Morgan's wearing sunglasses in studio, but I don't feel like they're sunglasses.
No, they're like light blocker glasses.
There was an Instagram story because we were gone all last week, but you were like in a neck brace, crawling on the ground. What happened to you?
I got vertigo again.
Okay, you have to explain vertigo. I've never had it.
So essentially vertigo, you could kind of take it two different ways. When you're standing, it's like you're on a tilt-a-whirl. Everything around you is constantly moving. Like your entire equilibrium is gone.
Is that what it felt like to be drunk?
Kind of. Yeah, you think you're walking straight, but you're really not.
Does it feel like you're drunk?
Yeah, so when you're laying down, so that's when you're standing, you're like on a tilt-a-whirl. When you're laying down in bed and your eyes are closed, it feels like you're so intoxicated, you can't get the room to stop spinning.
Oh, with vertigo.
Worst.
With vertigo.
And drunk.
Is that?
Yeah.
Same.
What if you got drunk while having vertigo?
Oh, that I could not imagine.
What if it balanced it out?
Yeah,
though?
I was gonna
What if
say.
have the doctor even tried that? Wow. Okay, so why did you get it? And is that the version you had, that one you talked about?
Yes. So I had it last year. I had an episode of this last year for the first time ever. We don't know what causes it. We have no idea what brings on vertigo. There's a possibility that it could be a virus that comes in and sweeps through. Basically, these like very equilibrium crystals that are in the back of your head are what keep you in gravity, essentially. And a virus can come through and knock those out. And when that happens, you lose all of your balance, your stability, everything that you have. And that's the only thing that we truly know actually causes vertigo, unless you have severe migraines, like hearing loss. There's a few different things, but we don't know really truly what brings it on.
Who's we? You and the mouse in your pocket, or is there like some bigger?
Like the
Is it, you mean like medical
people of
community?
vertigo.
medical community.
Got it. I don't
like
know
I
who
see
we
a specialist.
is. I know if
Sorry.
it's like you and Lunchbox. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, me and Lunchbox too. And we also don't know like when it will happen again, how often it'll happen again. I could get it multiple times over. I could get it never again.
Do you feel sick when you get it?
Oh, miserable. I can't leave my bed without either falling out of my bed or wanting to go vomit.
So we were, I think, working in Mobile, Alabama, and they were like, "Hey, Morgan's sick. She's got vertigo," and again, I don't really know what that was. And if anybody's sick, I'm just like, "Good. Hope she gets better." But then I look at your Instagram story, and it was like you were dying.
Yeah, I couldn't move from my bed for about 48 hours without.
How does it get better? Do you do anything, or is it just time?
No, so last time I figured out, it took me a long time, but I see a specialist. She's a physical therapist who specializes in vestibular, and she comes and does these, what they call maneuvers. And there's like the Lee maneuver, the Epley maneuver, there's the Sommet maneuver. They have all different kinds, and essentially she's flipping my body around to get these crystals to be back in place where they're supposed to.
Okay, is it crystals like, I can see your future crystal? Are they real crystals,
They're
or is it science?
Real crystals.
Because you know how I am about astrology.
I know how you feel about those.
Okay, I'm
This is
saying.
legit. Everybody has
Okay,
them.
Okay.
But
So-
they're so small, you can't even see them on a microscope, which is why it's so hard to study vertigo and understand what's happening. But they're like made of calcium, little crystals. There's essentially in the back of your brain, the back of your head over here is a brick wall. It's what she calls the rocky wall, and these crystals sit in it, and it kind of acts as a lever for your body. And whenever something happens to you and these crystals get knocked out, they go into your ear canals. And your ear canals and this level are all connected. So she has to do these maneuvers to get those crystals out of my ear canals and back into the rocky wall where they're supposed to be.
Now, from a lesson we learned on this show recently, could they use a version of osmosis to balance all that out? Fill your ear with water, it goes into your head, crystals go balance it out.
So I do have to go get water in my ears to do a test to see if I have any weaknesses that are potentially causing this vertigo spell to keep happening. So you're not entirely wrong.
What do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know. It's possible I have hearing loss from having headphones on my ears for many years. It's possible that I have a vitamin D deficiency, or those are the only two possible things. And if
Or a
both of those
virus.
things are normal,
Yeah, what about the virus?
What about
I wasn't sick.
Can you taste?
No, I can taste. I can't smell.
Okay, can you smell?
No.
Did the vertigo happen before you had COVID so bad? Because you had COVID how many years ago?
It's been almost 4 years now.
And you still can't smell?
Yeah.
Did it happen after you had COVID?
Yes. And I have, if you want to walk me down the conspiracy theory that I have, I do think the COVID that I had brought this on.
Well, now I have read specific things that, because COVID reacted differently in everybody. Some people did nothing. Some people, there were a lot of dormant viruses or things in our body that never come in, that are there just chilling. Because I know people who got COVID and all of a sudden they had, what's kissing disease? Mono. They got mono really bad because mono was in their body. It lied dormant forever. But COVID was like, wake up, mono. And all of a sudden they got mono like crazy. Unless that was a great line. They were like making out with somebody in the closet. But a lot of academic papers on COVID have shown that in some ways it affected people in no ways, and in other ways we have so many viruses in us that never come up to say hello. That's what it did. It basically rang the doorbell, and our body at times reacts to that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's conspiracy. I mean, I think there's literal papers written on that.
As far as COVID and vertigo, there hasn't been yet. That's why I say, like, in 20 years, I think we'll have an idea that this had some impact on it. But I mean, I'm already dealing with a long COVID symptom, and it's all happening neurologically for me, which is the lack of smell. I've lost a lot of my memory. So I think there is something going on that's all connected up here that I will figure out one day. I just am not lucky to know.
It's
to know
crazy.
now.
It's been 4 years and you still can't smell.
Yeah.
Like, we got to call Mr. Guinness because
For the record,
I know people that lost their smell, lost their taste, but they've all gotten it back. Because we can't prove you can't smell unless this is the greatest bit, Morgan, and you are just keeping it because we can't prove if you can smell or not. We can't smell for you.
We know. She put that sour candy, which would normally like derail people, and she's like, I don't really. It's not impacting my sinuses at all.
and the sniffing salt.
Unless she's committed.
I don't know.
Lunchbox?
There are viral infections that can cause vertigo. Tell me if you have any of these. Flu,
No.
Now. She goes, yes, I actually have it now, yeah.
the herpes virus.
No.
Okay, but sometimes these viruses lie
That's
dormant.
what I'm saying.
They're asymptomatic. Like, you may have it, but you don't
But
know.
you also can have herpes, a different kind of herpes that he's like looking at her going, God, like there's like,
I'm just saying.
COVID-19.
it does say COVID.
It says COVID. It brings on long COVID. Patients are seeing vertigo or dizziness. Very common.
Yeah, like I said, it's being
Cooties.
studied. They just don't have the full
Can
medical
you donate
research.
yourself to
cooties, it says you could get vertigo.
to a trial? Can she go volunteer?
Yeah, we are talking about me becoming a long COVID volunteer to figure out what's going on.
But the good news is you drove to work, right?
Well, I'm good now. I'm like,
Yeah, she didn't come that day. She stayed home.
Yeah, I'm operating like 80% now.
But she's roaming the halls, though, like grabbing the walls.
Yes.
So.
Hey, greatest bit ever. She may have us, but I'm in. You're committed to it. Andy Kaufman style. Like, you're there. You're not coming out of it.
Guys, I wish this was a bit.
I worry about the driving because she can't
can't turn her
turn to, like, if she needs to make a quick decision and look left, look right, like, what she can't. She's
Okay, easy answer. She got all those ducks in the way, so she's never really been able to see because all the ducks, so it's the same thing.
okay.
Guys, okay, I wasn't driving when it was really horrible. Right now, I'm super cautious because I'm in what they call the vertigo hangover. After getting the maneuvers done, you're in a vertigo hangover. And so I'm just more super cautious. But technically, if I had to move my head, I could. I just don't want to because I'm scared. My body's relearning how to body again.
That's interesting because if you like tear an ACL and then it heals back, it takes a long time for you to actually put pressure on it to cut because you're nervous that it will. You have your brains like be super careful and do not put pressure, do not use that muscle because it could tear again, even like subconsciously.
Yeah, and that's what my head doesn't want to move because it thinks it's gonna end up on a tilt-a-whirl again. So I'm 80% better and enough to drive and function, but I don't want to. I'm very scared to. I don't want to stop it.